The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha! Well, hi there, and welcome, everyone. We have an interesting topic that has been confusing more and more people. Some of you may be on top of it, some of you may not. And that is inflation. First of all, there's one thing I want to straighten out with that right up front. First, we've definitely had a 9% inflation. That's history already in the history books during the time of COVID, which is roughly when the Democrat administration took office, and afterwards of a full 9%. Now, since then, the last 2 years since we've been coming out or are totally out of the COVID issue, they're saying, oh, inflation is coming down. That 9% is not coming down. It is there. What they're saying, and they forgot to use one big word, the rate of inflation is coming down. And last year in 2023, they came pretty close to bringing it to the 2% a year and change. Yes, the rate has come down, but that 2% plus is added to the 9% we already had.
Right.
So inflation is still going up. And the bad news is this year, right in 2024, from January right through March, which is the first quarter, they came out with the statistic that inflation is 3.2%. Now that's 3.2% on top of the 9, on top of the 2+%. And so when they say from prior to COVID, significantly prior, like 2019, our inflation is over 20%. That is true. And when people even in the grocery store say, oh, inflation's going down, no, it's not going down. The rate is less, but it's being added on the plus side to more inflation. That's number one. Number two, inflation can come down, and it did well after Jimmy Carter and during Reagan and whatnot, and even a couple of times during the Bush presidential years. And they call it deflation. That's when the original inflation base gets reduced. What's happening now, nothing's being reduced. The high inflation has stopped. They're adding inflation to it, but nothing is going down. And I find it interesting on small stuff in the grocery store. I went to I guess you'd call it a delicatessen, and I bought my favorite rice pudding. I love what they make. And it went up from 2019 till now, it went up $3. Instead of $2.99, it's $5.99. And it was $5.99 2 weeks ago. And guess what? They're hearing inflation's going down. They reduced it by 10 cents to $5.89. And I saw people in the store, oh, things are going down. That's wonderful. after going up a full $3, it's now down 10 cents. So those of you who are struggling, and it's 60% of us, yes, you're still struggling because the total inflation is absolutely out of the ballpark compared to any wage increases or any increase in income you have, whether fixed like Social Security and pension or other income. No one is getting that kind of raise unless they are changing positions and it's a major promotion. So yes, 60% of America is still struggling, and that is why. What we're really looking forward to is deflation, which of course isn't on the horizon yet. And I hate to say it, but what is hurting inflation from going down, people do not want to give up their lifestyle, though the sensible people are, like less vacations, less dinner outs, and that's where well documented, and that's a good thing. But people don't want to totally give up the nicer lifestyle they've had the last 15, 20 years. So they put more on their charge cards. And right now there is a major problem in all economic levels except the extremely wealthy. All economic levels are having way too much of a balance on their charge cards.
Why does that lend itself to the inflation problem, Martha?
The charge, because people are not reducing their spending as much as they should. That's how it does. So when they go to Dillard's twice a month, can't really afford to window shop, but always pick up a few items, and that goes on the credit card and builds up the credit card. They have their same satisfaction of feeling they're staying on top of things.
Okay.
And by spending more money, the retail people, everyone from Walmart to Dillard's, from you name it, even the grocery stores, well, it's way too expensive, but they buy it anyway. That is feeding inflation, because the store owners say, well, evidently the people are adjusting to inflation, so they're paying way too much.
Okay, so it's supply and demand then, a lot of it. Okay.
They still keep taking away the supply. If people stopped shopping cold turkey, oh wow, you should see them come down. And you should see the same thing with inflation with rentals. Many cases, the rentals are not improved or repainted, just basic repairs are done and stuff, but they raise the rent $500 a month, $200 a month, $1,000 a month. Why? Because there are few rentals available, and they can. What people forget is retailers raise prices because they can. They don't all have to. And that's one thing we should really understand. In the strip center I own, there's it started off being a barbershop, hair cutting for men, and now it's unisex. Women get their hair cut there too, and so forth. It's a husband and wife operation. Well, there are several places like that. 5 years ago, it cost $20 to have your hair cut, and the small mom and pop places are still charging $20. Maybe with an expected tip, it's up to $25. But compared to all the rampant inflation of other items, food, gas, rent, utilities, all of a sudden these hair cutting places, because there are so many of them, probably more than we need in Vero Beach, they're all staying very competitive and are not raising their prices anywhere near what inflation is pulling from Florida Power and Light, any other utility. My God, Florida Power and Light, we voted them in because they were cheaper than the city utilities, but now every 2 months their rate is a slight increase. Their actual rates are going up not once a year or every 6 months. It's going up almost continuously.
Yeah, I want to say that this month, not to interrupt you, Martha, this month I think on the bill that I got from FP&L, it said the rate was going down for the second time because of the price of fuel or something like that, because they were more into solar. But it was like, I don't want to, say exact amounts, but I was like really surprised that it wasn't any impact.
It was like 10 cents or something.
I don't even know if it was that much, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, there is some like that trying to make an effort, and people say, well, it's not much, but it's sure better than going the other direction, which is true.
Yeah, it's true.
But I do have to compliment Florida Power and Light. They have these huge, thousands of acres with solar panels. You'll see some of them up off of I-10 going between Lake City and Tallahassee. You can't see the end of them. Huge, huge acreage with solid solar panels. And when they use less gas, they can never get rid of gas because we have rainy days where that solar panels won't help you. But if we're using less and less gas, it's nice that even in a small way, they're passing it on in full. They're passing it on to the consumer. That's nice. But the real problem with high prices now, because people don't seem to have a problem in spending, because instead of using the cash in their pocket, they're using the credit cards. It seems like we can get away with higher prices because we can. People are buying maybe more clothes than they should because they can. They have the credit rating. And that's going to come back to haunt us pretty soon and pretty quickly, if not this coming year, the year after. And the same goes with the federal government. Spend, 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 because we can print more money, and something's got to stop it, because our spending and our debt right now is way, way quadruple in amounts compared to just 6 years ago. So we've got to reverse the trend and start reversing debt. If only 1 trillion at a time, we have to get back down into the teens from like 34 trillion. So we have a lot of work to do. But the same thing with Congress. Spend, spend, spend because they can. And yes, it's going to affect their grandkids, but it's not going to affect them. And that's how they look at it. They want to be the good guy and spend and and we're taking care of everybody, and they want to get reelected. And that is really turning into a whole nother topic. But it is a very, very bad thing we're facing. And as you can see, we're not talking one political party or another political party or politics at all. Absolutely everyone. All three parties, all consumers, we are all guilty in really trying not to give up a lifestyle we're used to. And that is really a big issue. We should face things and do as parts of Europe do. They're tightening their belt. They're doing less vacations. They're doing less buying fancy desserts at an elite bakery. Things have got to be put in their place a little better. And we are facing the same problem too. Now, what I want to quickly get into the next couple of minutes is what are we doing to lower inflation right now? I mentioned from January through March, our inflation was 3.4%, which is way too big for 2 wars going on, all the money we're giving to a couple of countries, and building our own military backup. We are going to have to do spending to really build up our own armaments and stuff. So we have to look a little more carefully on how we're going to watch the budget spending in light of spending more in certain areas. And that is going to be very rough to look at. We'll do that as soon as we come back from a recess for a couple of minutes. And as soon as our commercials are done, we'll dig into that. So stay with us. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
Enjoy Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Come out this Friday and Saturday night at 6 and 8 p.m. for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Warning, you may laugh until it hurts. Kickstart your evening with live entertainment, food, and drinks at Live in the Loop. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
Big news, Treasure Coast. Your favorite mortgage team just got even better. Introducing the same trusted faces you know and love, now with Union Home Mortgage.
Hi, this is Shannon Pohl.
Hi, this is Lucy Cranker.
And these high-producing team members bring decades of experience, unwavering honesty, and hearts of gold to every home loan. And here's the best part. Same local processing, underwriting, and appraisers you rely on. Contact Union Home Mortgage.
Visit us online at shannoncpohl.com
and lucycranker.com. At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Bollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Ooh, have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Well, hi there. Welcome back. I'm so glad. Now we're getting to another issue ever so important. For those of us that have built up credit card debt, please, let's start paying them off. If you owe is less than $2,000, let's say, no matter how much you earn or whatever your fixed income is, figure out the number of months between now and next January or February, divide it by the amount of money you owe, and you know how much you have to pay off in principal each month. Stick to your budget, and it will be well taken care of. Now, if you own $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in debt on your credit card, that's a whole different ballpark. They do have agencies with professional help that will negotiate for you, maybe reduce it somewhat, and set up a payment schedule for you over 2 or 3 years or even 5 years. Whatever. But whatever it takes, let's go the other direction. Instead of building up debt, please, let's go reducing debt. And we've got to do the same with the federal government too. Mm-hmm. And when we listen to debates coming up that I hear are going to be taking place between the Republican and Democratic parties, let's see what they're going to do on reducing debt. They don't make that an issue because we seem to have so many other issues. We all know what they are, from crime, the border on up. But that is going to be an issue too, and don't be afraid to raise it. To all candidates involved. So let's not forget that. Now, getting back to you, make it your business to please start reducing rate, even if you can do it budget-wise, where you have to take 2 years on your own to do it. It can't be done right away. You don't have the money. I understand. But set yourself on a budget and do it. Do it. Do it.
So you're saying, Martha, that if people are carrying the budget real quick, a balance real quick on the credit card, they really can't afford what it is that's on there.
That's true. That is very true.
Is that what I'm hearing? You
bought an extra watch or something like that, you really don't need it.
Okay.
That's an excellent point. Before you get started on buying anything, just take one step back and say, do I really need it, or do I need it now? And if the answer is no to either or both of those, don't buy it. So on that note, I'm going to wish you a happy week, and I'll be with you next time. And please, if you have any questions, you have our phone number. Please call us. We will answer it. But don't hang up. We'll think it's a robocall. Leave your name and message, and we will definitely get back to you. Have a great day.